Howdy, listeners. If you are hearing this, great news. You still have functioning ears. So pony up and drop an eaves because I'll learn you some things about surviving. This is Rusty Kyle, not to be confused with the delicious deserted Raiderland Islands of Rapture, and this is Fun Facts for the Stupid Apocalypse. If you are tuning in for the first time, each of the 50 states of the former American capitalist empire are experiencing their own unique doomsday. Homicidal clowns, necromantic superhumans, and gator sharks are just a few of the maxi challenges of Big Capital G's American Doom Race. Last week we spoke with my buddy Mahmood and Michigan's infestation of man-eating reverse mermaids. Today we will be speaking with a new client of my advice line about moving from one doomsday state to another. But first, a word from this episode's sponsor. Need a distraction from our horrendous reality? Need to crack a few smiles and crack less bones? Well, come on down to Cirque de Armageddon, located exactly where you'd expect next to the tourist traps off Exit 67. With former theme park entertainers watching rampant oohs and ahs as they are set on fire, do stunts, and sing almost entirely voluntarily. They also feature a diesel punk burlesque with lovely creatures from the House of Woos, and most of them still retain all their limbs. With a small barter or donation of blood, you too can witness the thrills, chills, and spills of the magnificent Cirque de Armageddon. Audience safety not guaranteed. Joining us now via Ventrilo, a phrase I thought I'd never say again after 2004, is Polly Frank. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Russ. Glad to be here. How's your ma, though?
The same as she was in life.
How's that?
She's wandering and stumbling down the strip of Cocoa Beach looking like death. Except now it's undeath.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
No worries at all, it's an improvement.
I can understand.
So, Polly, what brings you here today?
Well, we're living right outside of Providence at the moment, but apocalypse is getting a little unbearable.
Oh, I haven't heard much of Rhode Island's situation.
Well, at first, nothing was happening. Everyone was having hellfire, Meshuggah monsters. We didn't have any destruction. At first, we thought our apocalypse was just having to live in Rhode Island. But then we heard about certain people disappearing by the dozens.
Oh?
Yeah, it turns out they were exploding into glitter.
What?
Yeah, it was like Ogunquit Pride, just dozens a day. Poof, into rainbow mist.
I hate railroaded apocalypses. No chance to survive it.
So instead of waiting to be a Fakafta unicorn shot, we decided to move up to stay with my brother. He's outside of Boston in Billerica.
Wise move. However, Mass isn't exactly a pastoral picnic at the moment. Have you heard much about it?
Well, obviously, reliable communication is hard. We got a few letters through the UPS, the Undead Pigeon Squadron, but most I've heard about it is, Shrek Demons?
Fire-breathing slugs with what seems is Shrek's face, yes.
Wicked huge, too.
Easy, Polly. Let's not be a stereotype. I've dealt with a few folks in Southie, so let me give you a rundown with the Helidex method. Essentially, it's DreamWorks' rendition of Tremors, with the Shrek spawn emerging from the ground. They can be swamped by bullets and spears, but a big weakness is that they share the same calamity as slugs. Salt. Do you own a shotgun?
I'm from New England.
Of course. So get a bunch of loadable shells and head to your nearest highway, because you're going to load up on rock salt.
Wow, so much ammo.
I'm sure most of Massachusetts' de-icing supplies have been ransacked, so the more you can bring in from out of state will be piles of gold.
Oh shit, I just want to scratch ya.
Indeed. So the salt doesn't kill them, but it does shut off their fire spout and leave them stunned. Enough for you to go in with a spear, explosives, etc. But if unstunned, they pack just as much flamethrower power, coincidentally, as an Elon Musk flamethrower. So wear flame-resistant attire and douse yourself in water if you ever think you will encounter one. And line your clothes with aluminum foil.
I'm gonna look like a drunk lesbian cosplaying David Bowie.
But it's better than looking like the Salem witch trials. Also, scavenge fast food joint for their CO2 canisters because in a pinch, CO2 is a great extinguisher.
Also, I can make my frescas.
Of course. So do you know where your brother is holed up now?
He's in a dunks. He always said if he was gonna have to go through hell, it better be with dunks.
As much as I agree that iced coffee is essential, I would highly recommend moving somewhere that doesn't have a glass storefront. Sorry, triggered. I would recommend an office building with steel beams, because as we know, jet fuel can't melt steel beams, so Lucis Shrek should not be able to take it down. If the dunks is non-negotiable, find one with a dunks in the lobby.
Fair.
If you like community, Gillette Stadium has now become Bat City, with a multitude of parking lots blocking emergence and the fortifications of an NFL arena. It is a decently safe place.
I'll have to consider it, but, I used to live in a nudist commune in, Western Mass, and they were weird, but the right type of weird.
As is most of the citizens of the checkerboard apocalypse. One more thing I'll mention. The ogre worms can't swim, so some folks have been having success living on a barge, but make sure you have room to farm and set up rain catchers. Also, many reports say that you can extract the fire glands from the slugs, and it can be used as fuel in most engines. It'll gunk 'em up a bit afterwards, but abandoned cars are not in short supply.
My cousin, Venny, has a water tour company on the Cape. That might be a pleasure cruise.
It'll certainly be something. Well, I'm running out of free trial time on my AOL CD, so that's all we have for today. But I hope you got some useful information, and please follow up as needed.
Thanks, Rusty. If any of you listeners are ever in Billerica, come over, and we'll have a few Irish car bombs.
Thank you, Polly. However, if I come, I will be bringing Florida car bombs, which are just meth labs in a shoebox. But more on that in a later episode. Thanks for tuning in, listeners, and please don't die because I need more friends in Pokemon Go. Until next time, Wild Childs, Rusty Kyle signing off.